everyone, I am Samruddhi and today we are going to deal with chemistry. Chapter name is Coal and Petroleum. Actually, there are two chapters related to this, coal and petroleum and combustion and flame. So first we will deal with coal and petroleum and then I'll make a next recording for combustion and flame. So this will be part 1 wherein we will be dealing with coal and later with petroleum. So let's start. I'll go for introduction first of all. So, as we all know that various materials are there around us which we use and they are basic needs of our life, isn't it? So, some of them are found in nature and some of them have been made by human. Okay, that is man-made and natural, isn't it? So, the availability of various resources in nature, natural resources, can be broadly classified into two kinds. And what are they? They are exhaustible, or we can also call it as renewable resources, and other is inexhaustible or renewable resources. This is exhaustible or non-renewable resources, and this is exhaustible or renewable resources. Now, by the word re means again, renewable, again something is renewed, uh, and non if I will add to it, so what will be, something is not renewed again and again, but renewable will be opposite of it. Exhaustible, one that exhausts easily. Inexhaustible, one doesn't exhaust easily, isn't it? So let's go for the definition first of all. So let's see the definition, and you can also read the definition provided on the screen. And that's what first tells: exhaustible or non-renewable resources, like the natural resources which are limited and which get reduced in quantity after use, are called as non-renewable, or what we say, it's exhaustible resources. Example, we'll see coal, petroleum, natural gas, metals. So I'll just talk to you here that in this chapter we will be specifically dealing with coal and petroleum, which consist in exhaustible resources. Is there anyone having a doubt till here? If you have, so you can type in the comment box. So let's move for the next thing, that is inexhaustible or renewable resources, the one which are available in plenty in nature and can be renewed. We call it as inexhaustible resources, or we can say renewable resources. Examples are air, water and sunlight. Okay, so what we have seen now, we have seen inexhaustible natural resources, we have seen exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources, these resources are present in a limited quantity in nature and not likely to be exhausted by human activities. And if I'll talk to you about exhaustible natural resources or renewable or non-renewable natural resources, so it means that they are limited in nature and can be exhausted by the human activities. What examples can come in exhaustible or non-renewable sources? That is coal, petroleum, natural gas, metals and all that. Many more examples are there. Okay, and if I'll talk to you about inexhaustible natural resources, so examples of it will be forest, wildlife, then minerals. Okay, I will say here air. I'm sorry. It get forest, wildlife, they will get exhaust, which will come in exhaustible. But if I'll talk to you sunlight, air, water, it will come in inexhaustible. No, yes. Even sometimes water can also exhaust, so it's not specifically that it will come in inexhaustible only. Okay, so shall we move now for the next thing? That's what now inexhaustible or non-renewable resources comes what, coal, isn't it? So let's deal about coal first of all. Let's see coal. So students, as coal contains many carbon, it consists many carbon, and it is a slow process, students. Actually, it is a slow process. And what happens in this process, if I want to tell to you, so the dead vegetation is there, no, that gets converted into coal. Now what does it mean and what the process is called? Yes, I'll explain you very properly. Let's see. Now I will just talk to you here that there are various I will say here this I will draw a diagram and explain you, which will help you very. One second. I'll increase font size firstly. Yeah, so can you all see here, this is the various trees. There are various trees on the ground or on, okay, when they die, so they fall off, okay, and this they goes into dip into grounds and all that, where this dead vegetation gets converted. This dead vegetation gets converted into coal, and the process we call to it as, what is the process we call to it as? Yes, you are right, it's carbonization. The process is carbonization. Since it was formed from remains of vegetation, coal, and all that, so what we call to it as fossil fuels. What we call to it as fossil fuels. One second. Fossil fuels. Now I will re-explain what we have learned till now. Means I have taken the recap of the kinds of means types in which the, I'll say here, natural resources are classified. That is exhaustible and inexhaustible. Now we have even started with coal. So let's deal with the recap of the coal, what we have seen. So I told you that as coal contains many carbon forms, isn't it? It is a slow process. We have even seen this, and wherein the dead vegetations, that is the trees die, they fall on the ground, which goes underground, and then this vegetation converts into coal, and the process what we call to it as, yes, you all are right here, we call to it as carbonization. And then what is fossil fuels? It is the remains of vegetation. Coal is called the fossil fuels. Remains of vegetation and coals is called fossil fuels. Okay, so let's see the diagram of coal, how the coal looks actually. Can you all see here? This is what? This is a coal. What is it? It is a. This coal is not means you must have seen some small I will say here the coals, but actually this coal, when extracted, this is very big. It's very big in size. Later we have to convert it into small size. Okay, means it is hard to, even it is in big forms, so we have to break it and convert into smaller pieces. Okay, so let's move now. Now how I will explain you how the coal formation takes place. How the coal formation takes place. So first thing you have to remember is what? The coal is widely used for fuel or energy source. It is widely used for fuel or energy source. Plants and animals constantly receive the solar energy. Like I will say here, this is what I will say to you, sun. This is sun. Now there is vegetation is there, various plants, trees are there. They are getting this sunlight. They are getting this sunlight. Now this is the first point. The sunlight we also can say here that solar energy they are getting. And most probably, if I will say that coal is widely used for fuel or energy generation, energy source only, fuel or energy source only. Now lakhs of years ago, the remains of plants and animals got with the earth. Now when they fall, now I will say this is the ground, this is the next part of it. These are the trees. They get buried underground. They get buried underground. Thirdly, the microorganisms. Whatever the microorganisms are there, beneath the earth, what will happen? They will act upon this dead vegetation, and the gaseous substance in these remains will be released into the atmosphere, and what that is left out is called as carbon compound. After this, we under tremendous pressure. Now there's a pressure, okay, I will say tremendous pressure in the bowels of the earth. The liquid substance in this compound drained away, and remaining minerals solidified into compact and hard rock. This material we call it as coal. Now I know very well. Now you must be confused what I spoke very well. So let's see the next thing. That's what I will explain you again. What's that? Millions of years before, in the period of I will say here earlier period, the plants and animals were means the plants were buried deep inside the earth. The microorganisms attacked on this. They attack on this. I will say here vegetation, dead vegetation, and they start to decompose it by releasing what? By releasing gas. By releasing gas, pressure from above, I will say here pressure is there from above, and pressure from above, and heat energy from below. There will be heat energy obviously from below, so we'll act upon it, and the result will be what? The results, it results into release of liquid. Release of what? Liquid. From what? From dead vegetation. From what? Dead vegetation. Okay, getting my point. And so what will happen? What will be the result after this? So at last the coal left is what? The coal left behind is called coal. They are the compounds. Okay, now let's deal with the types of coals. Okay, if you want to see the how are they broken, how they look, I, I I know very well, you must have seen only, but then also I'll show you. See how the coal is here. You can see here the pieces of coal. Can you, one second, I'll place the image here of coal here. What happened to this now? Okay, let's see. These are the pieces of coal. Can you all see here? One second. I hope now you are able to see the coal pieces. This is what you'll find here. It is coal. What is it? It is coal. Okay, these are broken down. Okay, got my point? Shall we move for the next page now? Now we are going to see is the types of coal. Okay, what we are going to see now? We are going to see types of coal. Now I will say there are 4 types of coal. That is what? Pit is there, lignite is there, bituminous is there, and lastly it's anthracite. Now I will explain all these 3 means once. Okay, let's say I'll explain all these 3. Firstly comes here pit. So pit, it is of 11%. it consists of 11% of carbon. Lignite consists of 22% of carbon. Bituminous consists of 60% of carbon, and anthracite consists of 80% of carbon. Now, if I want to talk to you about pit, so pit is, one second. So pit is what? Fibrous. It is what? Pit is what? It is fibrous. You'll find it like a fiber like structure. You'll find. Okay, pit is like fibrous. Then it is brown in color. It is brown in color. Even it produces large smoke. And also it produces very less heat energy. Got my point till here? Till pit, I don't think so anyone is having any query. What we have discussed about pit, it consists of 11% of carbon. It is fibrous, brown in color, and also it produces large smoke and very less heat energy. Now we will see anthracite. Let's go for lignite. Anthracite will discuss its 4 types. So lastly we'll discuss about it. So here comes is what? Lignite. Now lignite, as I told you, is 22% of carbon. Then it is soft gray and blackish in color. Then also it produces more smoke and less heat energy. More smoke and less heat energy. Got my point? So what we have seen, 22% of carbon is there in lignite. It is soft, grayish, black color. Produces more smoke and has very less heat energy, or produces very less heat energy. Now we will move for bituminous. Or you can say here bitu. Now consists of 60% of carbon. Okay, it consists of 60% of carbon. It is hard, glossy, black color. Even I will say less smoke is released, and high heat energy. Okay, so till here I don't think so you have any query. So what we have seen about lignite, that 22% of carbon is there, soft grayish black color it is, and also produces more smoke and less heat energy. What if I want to talk about bit2, that is bituminous? So it's of 60% of carbon, hard glossy black, less smoke is released, and high heat energy is there. Now we will see anthracite. Anthracite, so it consists of 80% of carbon. Then it is very hard, even produces least smoke, and has very high heat energy. Now by seeing the all three, what you can understand, before that I'll take the recap of all the 4 types of coal: pit, lignite, bituminous, and anthracite. So pit consists of 11% of carbon. It's fibrous, brown in color. It produces large smoke and very less heat energy. What if I want to talk to you about lignite? Very correct. It is consists of 22% of carbon, soft grayish black color it is of, and also has more smoke and very less heat energy. Bituminous consists of 60% of carbon, very hard, glossy, glooming, you can say, glossy, hard, glossy black. I'll show the diagrams or images of all these four. Okay, don't worry. Then you'll able to understand very clearly also. Produces less smoke. I'm talking about bit2, that is bituminous, and has very high heat energy. Now, lastly, I have discussed about anthracite. Anthracite is 80% of carbon. Very hard it is, and it consists of very least smoke and has very high heat energy. Now let's see the diagrams of each of them, and therefore you'll understand very perfectly, very nicely. Didn't came, I guess. 1 minute. You'll see here with can you see here the pith? This is what it is. It is pith. Pith looks actually in the way. Okay, so you can see here, you can even take the screenshot if you want. So what we have seen of pith, we have seen it consists of 11% of carbon. It is fibrous, brown color, large smoke is released, and also very less heat energy is released. Then we will see is what? We'll see lignite now. See how lignite is. See here how lignite is actually. This is what? It is lignite. What? Lignite. And what we have studied about lignite, it consists of 22% of carbon. It is soft grayish black, more smoke is released, and has very less heat energy. Now we will even see about bit2, that is bituminous, and also we will see about anthracite. So let's see. This is I will say here it is bit2, that is bituminous. You'll find here this is what is this? This is bituminous. Okay, what we have studied of bituminous, it consists of 60% of carbon. It is hard, glossy black. Even it has less smoke and very high heat energy is released. Let's see about anthracite. So let's move anthracite. As I told you, it's very hard, very least smoke is released. It has very less heat energy and also consists of 80% of carbon. Okay, consists of what? 80% of carbon. This is what? This is anthracite. This is what? Anthracite, and it consists of 80% of carbon. Very hard, very blackish color it is. Not very much, but it's actually blackish only, but not very much in great depth, I will say. No, it's not actually. You will see here diagram. It produces less smoke and has very high heat energy. You must have seen there are some cracks. It is due to very high heat energy. The cracks are due to very high heat energy. The cracks are due to very high heat energy. Okay, so I hope that you understood till the types of coal. And now we will move for the next thing. That's what we will deal now. About coal only. That is, what are the useful products of coal. So let's go for the coke first of all. That is, it is one of the useful product of coal. Now you must be confused, what is this actually, how, and you must have even heard the word but don't know very exactly about it. So in this lecture we'll be dealing about it. So coal is processed in industry, obviously. Industry, coal is processed, and some useful products we get from it, like I will say coke, I will say here coal tar, and even I will say here coal gas. Okay, so we will be dealing both three. Okay, so let's see the coke first. What are the properties of coal here? Coke, I mean. See, once again. Coke. So let's see coke. Now it is what? It is tough. It's actually tough. It is porous, means pores are there. Pores are there. Even black substance. I will explain this with the help of diagram of coke. And okay, so let's see coke. Can you all see here? See here that this is what? It's a coal. But what if I'll talk to you about coke? So first we will deal with what? Coke. So let's see. Now I already told you about coke. Some information I have given. A little information about coke I have given. Coke कैसी होती है? Coke होती है tough होता है. You can find it how tough it is. Even pores you'll find here. I'll zoom out it. You'll find pores here. Okay. And even it is black in color, and it is almost pure substance. It's almost pure substance, pure form of what? Yes, you are right here. Pure form of carbon. What? Carbon. And it is used for manufacture of steel and an extraction of various metals. Okay, so for what it is used? It is used for manufacture of steel. Manufacture, that is for making. Manufacture of steel and extraction, मतलब कि डीप ग्राउंड से मेटल निकालना, उसका मतलब होता है किसका? एक्सट्रैक्शन. एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है. एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ metals. Okay, so I don't think so anyone is having any query. If I will give you percent of carbon present in this, so I will say it's 98.99% carbon present in this. Okay, getting my point? There anyone having query? Yes, so let's move. Still if I'll talk, it is what? Ferrum, that is iron plus carbon. Steel is made up of this only, no? Yes, so let's move for the next product, useful product, which we get from coal. That's what? Coal tar. You must have heard the word damper, isn't it? So damper मतलब क्या? डाम्बर जो काला काला रास्ते पे हम यूज़ करते हैं as for road side purposes, for making roads and all that. That's what? That is coal tar only. Okay, so I will show you the diagram of coal tar also. Okay, you see here, this is only used, no? Roadside, if you'll see, this is what? Coal tar only. This is what? Coal tar. Okay, We also say it as damper. Okay, so you will find here what properties you will find here. How is this looking? One second. It is what? Yes, you are right. It is black. It is like liquid. Can you find here? Yes, it's liquid. Smell, now you cannot smell, but you must have seen the roadside. There are various roadsides on the road. You will find some roads are to be made. So this is used, this coal tar. But nowadays it's not used. I'll tell you why. But firstly, I will say that smell is bad. Smell is what? Bad, unpleasant smell is there. Okay, then it's about mixture of about 200 substances. 200 what? Substances. That is various substances now. Okay, and even products obtained from this coal tar used in what? So I'll tell you, they are used in synthetic dyes. Synthetic matlab man-made dyes. Secondly, drugs, they are used in for the purpose. Perfumes. Then for what? Explosives. Yes, that is crackers, you can say here. Then plastic, paints, roofing material. Roofing, this is okay, double O. Roofing material, many more. Photographic materials, and so on. Okay, so now as I told you that ये जो डांबर है, before we start this, I have explained you, I have not explained, but I have told you that this is not used now. Nowadays it is not used for roadside purposes. But why? Then what is used? Isn't it? You must be wondering now, isn't it? So the answer to this will be bituminous. We have seen 60% of carbon is there in it. That one is used nowadays because the coal tar. People understood that this coal tar has many uses. You can only see in front of us so many uses there and many more. I have only given you 8, but there are many more. So people understood that भाई ये कोल तार है ना, ये बड़ा ही फायदेमंद है. इसे रोड साइड के लिए क्यों यूज करें? Why we should use for road side जब इसके इतने सारे ये हैं, इतने सारे इसके uses है. So why? तो फिर लोग कहने लगे ठीक है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, बिट्टू को उसकी जगह लेने देंगे और इसको हम फेमस कर देंगे. वैसे भी इसके बहुत सारे यूज है. ठीक है, तो लोगों को ऐसा लगने लगा, और दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज नाउ बिट्टू, दैट इज bituminous instead of coal tar for roadside purposes, for making roads and all that. Okay, it's not that only, it's not compulsory that you will see bittu only, that is bituminous for the roadside purposes, but this is also used. but लोगों को पता चल गया भाई ये तो कोल tar बड़ा फायदेमंद है. हमने तो उसको चिप बोला था, चिप समझा था, कुछ न करने वाला, सिर्फ रोड साइड में यूज करने वाला. अब बाप रे, इसके इतने सारे फायदे. इसलिए लोगों ने क्या सोच लिया, अब इसको हम कहीं और जगह यूज करेंगे, जब बिट्टू तू उसकी जगह ले ले. ऐसा लोगों को लगने लगा. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग coal tar for various other purposes instead roadside purposes. Got my point? Okay. Now we will go for one more point regarding coal tar. Let's see what's that. Sometimes if you'll sometimes what happens that the insects and moths get attracted to this Now, and this is liquid, so it also helps them to keep firm on the surface of the coal tar, and that's why naphthalene naphthalene balls we use to repel what? Moths or insects on कोल तार. ना देखो, अब ये जो कोल तार है ये लिक्विड है ना, इट्स अ लिक्विड ओनली. अब ये लिक्विड है, अब देखो ये लिक्विड है, तो जो गलती से भी कोई मौत या इंसेक्ट उस पर चला जाता है, बैठ जाता है, तो फिर वो थोड़ा स्टिकी रहेगा, ये रहेगा, और उसके स्टिकी रहेगा, और अट्रैक्शन कुछ ना कुछ होगा ना कोल तार की तरफ से, क्योंकि वो लिक्विड है. और ऐसा लिक्विड है की लाईक आपण म्हणतो ना हे खूप स्टिकी आहे, वी से नो, अपन म्हणतो की हे खूप स्टिकी है. लाईक एग्जाम्पल मैं लूँ तो बोनविटा लेते हो. बोनविटा आपने बोनविटा को खुला छोड़ दिया, so you'll find something like this coal tar only, but actually it's not, but you'll find the appearance in the way only. तो आप देखो, आप कुछ भी उसे स्टिक करो, it will get stick very easily. Okay, it will get stick very easily. अपन म्हणतो चिकट चिकट. Okay, in Marathi we say चिकट चिकट, isn't it? तर you'll find that only. So in that case, how to remove this insects, moths? So we use what? Naphthalene ball. At home there must be in a home there must be naphthalene balls, okay, which are used not only for making giving the positive impact on the house and all that, for also repelling moths and insects attracted on coal tar. Got my point? Now we will move for coal gas, and then we will do some questions regarding what we have studied. So let's move. I'll talk to you. Here is coal gas. I will show the image of coal gas. Can you all see here? Yes, good. So this is what? This is what? Coal gas. This is also. Maybe this is releasing due to the factory which is there, from the factory of coal. Okay? Isn't it? So this coal gas is obtained during processing of coal. ये कब मिलती है? जब हम कोल को कन्वर्ट करते हैं, when we convert coal into coke. So this gas is released called coal gas. Okay, and this is used for fuel. As in many industries situated near the coal processing plants. Even coal processing plants are also there. Nuclear plants are there and all that. You must have heard only. Means you must be knowing also. Okay, so in the same way, coal processing plants are also there, and this fuel is used in many industries which are situated near the coal processing plants. In this way, we are through with the concept of coal, and next recording I will be explaining you about petroleum. Okay, so this is my part 1. Part 2 will soon come to you. Before ending this session, or I will say lecture, or my recording you can say, I will take the recap of what we have seen about the useful products obtained from the coal. Okay, so we have seen coal is there. It is tough, it is porous, isn't it? One second, I'll show you the image too of it. Yes, so we have seen coke, okay, which is pure form of carbon, okay, and also used for manufacturing of steel, and extraction मतलब निकालना, डीप अंडरग्राउंड से निकालना कुछ, क्या निकालना, metals निकालना. And 98.99% carbon is present in coke. As I told you, it's a pure form of carbon. Okay, let's move for coal tar now. Now we have seen coal tar, which we see damper. Okay, so it is black, it is liquid substance, smells, and unpleasant smell is there. It is a mixture of 200 substances. And what are the products obtained? Various products are there: synthesis dyes, explosives, plastic, paints, roofing materials, photographic materials, perfume, drugs, and so on, many more. So what we understood from this, that these days bitu is used for metalling the roads and not coal tar, because everyone understood भाई ये coal tar को बहुत काम का चीज़ है. Okay, so let's move for the last, that is coal gas, obtained during processing of what? Very correct, processing of coal into coke. So this gas is released and it is used as what? Fuel in many I will say in many industries. And the industry where they are situated, where they are situated near the coal processing plant. Like I will say here, this is a industry, this is a coal processing plant. So coke, I will say here, the coal gas which is there, which will be released, which is released, it will be used as a fuel in this industry, this industry is near the coal processing plants. So I hope everyone is clear with this, and now we will move for some questions. Now I will say, which type of coal has higher percentage of carbon? So it's what? Anthracite. Now more information I will give. Coal gas is a mixture of coal gas is a mixture of what? CH4 plus H2 plus CO, carbon monoxide, I will say methane, hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Then which of the following are produced from coal tar? Options are synthetic dyes, drugs, perfumes, and D option is all of this. Obviously all of this is our answer. We can use coal for as an reducing agent, coke as an reducing agent. Okay, coal tar is black in color, it's thick liquid. Okay, even which, now next question comes to her, which substances formed by carbonization of dead vegetation? Coal. Yes, process of heating coal in the absence of air, we call it as destructive distillation. Okay, I have not explained, I guess, destructive distillation. Very simple is there. That is, हम कोल को क्या कर रहे हैं? हीट कर रहे हैं in the absence of oxygen. हमें क्या मिल रहा है? हमें कोक मिल रहा है, हमें कोल मिल रहा है, हमें कोल गैस मिल रहा है. Which are the products of what? Coke. I mean coal. ठीक है, तो फिर destructive distillation is nothing but the process of heating coal in the absence of air, or we can say oxygen. Air में क्या होता है? Oxygen, no? Okay, okay. So that we call it as destructive. See the spelling, destructive distillation. What is this? Distillation. Okay, so what we understood that destructive distillation of coal produces coal gas, coke and coal. I mean coal gas, coke and coal tar. Lignite consists of how much percent of carbon? Yes, it's 67, you can say. I told you it's 20. I told you that 22% of carbon. But here, I will say to you that it is not I'm sorry. It is of 22% only. It's of 22% only lignite. Okay. lignite is of 22% only. But if I'll talk bituminous, actually this is not a very means very exact value how much percent is there. But bituminous, if options are more than 60 also, like 60, I will say you 60 is there, so you directly tick on 60. But it's not given 60, but it's given 67, 68, 69, 70. So choose the least one, that is 67. Okay. Which of the following is not a renewable source of energy? Options are coal, wood, cow dung, agriculture waste. Obviously, coal is our answer. So we will end our. Now I will end or I'll stop the recording, and thank you for cooperating. If you have any query, you can type in the chat box. Thank you.